That's right guys, I did it again, and this time it was just for fun. For those that don't know, my previous videos and guides on the Green Fire quest that are on YouTube have now totaled over 100,000 views.
Oh yeah!
So now that 5.4 hit, Warlocks are saying that my guides aren't as useful as they were before 5.4 because Manaral's Fury's been nerfed, along with Gateway now having a longer cooldown. It's completely untrue, so what I had to do is go back in there and kill him one more time, and now this will be my third successful kill that I've uploaded to YouTube. I had to make two small modifications to my strategy to accommodate the Warlock nerfs that happened in 5.4. One was that Manaral's Fury was nerfed, so the area of my Rain of Fire wasn't as large, so all I had to do was drop more than one on the ground. The other change was that Gateway was nerfed, and now it's a longer cooldown. So to accommodate myself for this one, all I had to do was just walk from behind line of sight instead of using the Gateway. So it just forced me to be a little bit less lazy. This fight is still completely reliant on skill rather than gear, so please don't offer to pay me or another Warlock to do this for you.
Like a bitch?
You can do this, just practice and you'll get it. As far as my glyphs, the only thing that I changed was the glyph of Enslave Demon for the faster cast time. It's a minor glyph and I highly recommend it. As far as my talents go, you can see what I'm setting up here on the screen. I took Soul Leech, which I feel like that one is mandatory. Other than that, I think Grimoire Sacrifice is probably the only other one that's mandatory. Sacrifice your imp. Make sure that you have Command Demon somewhere on your keybinds, because once you sacrifice your imp, that then becomes Singe Magic, so you can dispel yourself. If ever you're in the middle of the fight and you see purple circles on the ground, or you see an imp on your shoulder and he's talking shit about you, it means that you weren't dispelling yourself quickly enough, and you need to get that, it's like a seed of corruption off of you, along with that agony, because that can really add up and do a lot of damage. Always be dispelling yourself every time he dots you up. You can also see that I walk through the Pit Lord's Breath when my dispel is on cooldown, just to get rid of those dots, because that will also remove them. If you ever don't believe that you can line of sight a Chaos Bolt in time, you can pop Sacrificial Pact and Twilight Ward together at the same time, and eat the Chaos Bolt as long as your Warlock is at full health. Because it relies on your Warlock being at full health, I don't like using that, so my strategy is just to line of sight the Chaos Bolts by using your portal. Here you can take a look at my gear and see that it's not really well made for PvE. I would say 3/4 of it is all PvP gear, and then I have a couple items that are Raid Finder. Just for the spell hit, you want to try to get really close to the spell hit cap. As far as macros go, the only one that I use is /target Pit Lord, and on the next line, it's cast Enslave Demon. As far as the Gateway and the portal go, I like to put the Gateway somewhere close to the vicinity of where I'd like to stand. Just near it. It doesn't need to be exactly on it, but just somewhere near it. And then I like to put the portal in the back. The portal is what I'm using to get away from Chaos Bolts, and the Gateway is there just in case of emergency, as I'm not relying on it at all for anything. I believe at one point in the fight I don't dispel myself and a purple thing drops in there, so instead of getting caught in it, I use the Gateway. It's just for improv, just in case of an emergency where you think you might need it, and it actually ends up happening in this fight where I do need it. Alright, so keep your Rain of Fire down at the start. You want to make sure that you have Rain of Fire and you get Curse of Elements on them as soon as you're able to, very first thing you cast. Then put an Immolate on them and just start spamming Incinerates to build up Embers. You want as many Embers as possible because you're going to launch so many Chaos Bolts in his face. He takes 100% additional damage when you stun him with the Pit Lord, so you want to save your Chaos Bolts for as much as you can while he's stunned. So now the Pit Lord comes out, and I immediately use my macro to enslave him and send him on the boss. And I interrupt this first Curse of Doom to give myself a little bit more time because I did not bring any purification potions with me. I did not want this fight going any longer than it had to because he needs to die within the cooldown timer. Here he tries to use a Chaos Bolt on me, but I just use my portal to line of sight it and then come back out to continue the fight. And this is where he lands the Curse of Doom on me. Now he goes to do the first Cataclysm, but I believe he always fakes the first Cataclysm. I don't believe I've ever seen him actually do it. And you can see this entire time he's been dotting me up with the Seed of Corruption and the Agony, and I've just been dispelling it myself, and here it came a little bit too much, so I used the Pit Lord's Breath to help with the dispels. So here's where he's going to summon the imps, and again I'm going to stand up the Pit Lord's butt, keep Rain of Fire down, and I'm going to wait for his cast bar to hit 0. As soon as it does, I'm going to stun the boss and breathe, and it should hit all of the imps. All I'm doing is keeping Rain of Fire down in different areas and trying to launch Chaos Bolts and do DPS to the boss. You'll probably need to drop many Rains of Fire in order to kill them off, but it's perfectly okay. You should just be able to keep Rain of Fire down, put it down periodically, and that should be enough to kill them off. Here he tried to Chaos Bolt me again. I avoid the Chaos Bolt with a portal. I take my gateway for fun. I try to keep Rain of Fire down on the imps and DPS on the boss. Here I perfectly time my stun on him to end the Cataclysm and get 2 Chaos Bolts in there for a ton of damage. Here he continues to dot me up. I'm being very careless with it, but I'm trying to breathe on myself and dispel myself at the same time. Here, like I said, I was rusty. All you need to do is keep Rain of Fire down in the portal and send your Pit Lord to the other side. If you send your Pit Lord over there and you keep Rain of Fire down, these Felhunters will not attack the Pit Lord. I know people keep saying they will, but they won't. This is now my 3rd successful attempt, and I have not had any issues with that. Now I'm slowing this down in slow motion for you guys. You can see I put Havoc on one Felhunter, target another one, and then use the Pit Lord and charge all 3. My Chaos Bolt will land, immediately kill 2, and I quickly target the 3rd, and just use some Conflags and Fel Flames, and then eventually Shadow Burn him down. If you guys continue to practice this technique and do it just like I have, this will eventually become the most easy part of the entire fight. It really seems like this is the most complained about part of the fight, but it truly is the easiest if you learn this technique. So now we're back to the fight, and I'm trying to keep myself dispelled, or at least I'm trying to. He launches the Chaos Bolt, I just portal out of the way. I heal myself up with Ember Tap, and I come back out to continue the fight. Again, he keeps dotting me up. I can see that I have them. I use the Pit Lord's Breath to get them off, and I get ready to interrupt the Cataclysm. Really don't have any Embers here, so I can't sink that much damage into the boss, but I just do what I can with Immolate and some Incinerates. And again, he continues to dot me up, and I just continue to dispel myself on cooldown. And he's getting ready to summon a Doom Lord now. So what I do is I dismiss my Pit Lord, use my macro to re-enslave him. I believe I only need to do it once this time because I'm not a 468 high level Warlock any longer. And I send him to attack the Doom Lord to gain threat. Once he does that for a moment, right there I Soul Shatter just to drop my threat. And I let him just beat on the Doom Lord for a moment. And I see that Chaos Bolt and I have to avoid it. So now I believe I send the Pit Lord to go attack the boss again. And from this point I shouldn't have to worry about that Doom Lord anymore. Here he's getting ready for a Cataclysm. I'm prepared for it. I interrupt him, sink a Chaos Bolt into him, and I try to dispel myself. I actually do a pretty poor job of dispelling myself throughout this fight. I fell behind, so I was forced to use the Breath on myself and the Pit Lord's Heal to get me back up to full. And I see he summoned the Imp, so I get right back into position, up the Pit Lord's butt, keeping Rain of Fire down, waiting for the cast to hit 0. As soon as his cast hits 0, I stun the boss, I breathe on the boss, it should hit all the Imps. I keep Rain of Fire down in multiple areas, and I sink Chaos Bolts into the boss to try to get him down. You just need to keep Rain of Fire down. Again, that's all you really need to kill the Imps. Avoid this Chaos Bolt and continue to dispel yourself. I breathed on the boss, which forced the breath to point towards my direction, made it really easy to cleanse myself there. Just try to keep Rain of Fire down because that'll really help generate Embers for Ember Tap and Chaos Bolts. Because of all the Embers that I got from the Imps, I generated a lot of Embers, so I was easily able to launch 2 Chaos Bolts during that stun, during the Cataclysm, for a lot of damage on the boss. Now that the Imps are done, I know to get ready for the Felhunter stage. Again, because I was out of practice, I did not move my Pit Lord sooner than I should have. I should have been more proactive about it, but it still worked out fine. You move him to the other side of the portal, keep Rain of Fire down. Here I cast Havoc on one, I target the other one, I charge with the Pit Lord, The Chaos Bolt will immediately destroy 2 of them because they take 100% more damage while stunned. I quickly target the 3rd, use some conflags and some full flames, and then finish them off with a shadow burn. Again, practice it and you'll nail it, and it'll be the easiest phase. I'm actually going to rewind here and I'll show it to you again at normal speed. Havoc 1, target the other one, start a Chaos Bolt, charge them both, let the Chaos Bolt take 2 of them out, target the 3rd, conflag, fell flame, shadow burn, dead. It's that quick at normal speed. It should be a very fast process. So now he was about to Chaos Bolt me, I portaled it, but I was not dispelling myself properly, so that purple shit hit the ground. So here I was forced to improv and use the gateway to get past it, so it's a good thing that I laid it down. I've got a ton of embers, so when I interrupt that, while he's stunned, I can sink a ton of Chaos Bolts into the boss. Now he's well under 20%, so I can use all my embers on either Shadow Burn or Ember Tap if I need to heal myself. He's gonna summon another Doom Lord, which I'm not too worried about. I'm just gonna send my Pit Lord to go and attack it. And I'm just going to keep up my DPS on the boss. Remember to keep yourself dispelled. Try to dispel yourself better than I did. I don't know why I'm Chaos Bolting here. I should have been Shadow Burning, but oh well. Like I said, I send my Pit Lord to attack that Doom Lord. I'm just excited that I'm about to do it again for the 3rd time. I'm just trying to keep damage up on the boss. I know I've got it. It's a piece of cake at this point. I watch out for the Chaos Bolt. Don't get too excited. You don't want to mess up at the last second. He's dotting me up. I dispelled it instantly there. Interrupt the Cataclysm. And Chaos Bolt to finish him off. I hope this video helps someone out. I'll continue to make videos that I think are helpful, and I'll continue to answer questions both on Facebook and on YouTube. Remember to ask me the longer questions on Facebook because of YouTube's character limit. It really messes me up if I want to type something that's really long. Plus, I like to have fun on Facebook. I like to post personal pictures and try to start conversations. Well, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. As always, Swifty here.
Wait, what?
Thanks for watching.